Rolls into town, that bastard sly grin. Suitcase full of bullshit, he's ready to sin. Whisper sweet bullshit, spins his dirty game. Leaves wreckage behind, but never takes the blame. Flashes that smile, their fake fucking seals. But when the dust clears and the truth spills out, he's long gone, left him twisted in doubt. He's got a monkey on his back, it's a heavy curse, a shadow that falls, making shit worse. With every con, it tightens his grip. He can't escape, can't even fucking slip. He's got a monkey on his back. He screws his own family, blood means shit. Takes all they've got, then just splits with a silver tongue. He weaves his deceit, but behind the mask, his soul's a rotting meat. Online he strikes, spewing toxic lies. A keyboard coward in his digital disguise. Silences dissenters, crushes the weak. He's the king of the corn, playing dirty and sleek. He's got a monkey on his back, it's a heavy curse, a shadow that falls, making shit worse. With every con, it tightens its grip. He can't escape, can't even fucking slip. He's got a monkey on his back. He's a drama queen, puts on a sham, crosses actor for hire, living a scam. If he wasn't this grifter, he crashed a scene, running wild at rallies, causing obscene. Moves to the next town, same damn shit. New faces to fuck, new hearts to split. But his past is a ghost, dark and stark. Truth's a damn flame, waiting for a spark. He's got a monkey on his back, it's a heavy curse, a shadow that follows, making shit worse. With every con, it tightens its grip. He can't escape, can't even fucking slip. He's got a monkey on his back. No remorse, no fucking regret. He'll never pay his debt to the ones he's betrayed. Just another grim parade. He's got a monkey on his back, it's a heavy curse, a shadow that follows, making shit worse. With every con, it tightens its grip. He can't escape, can't even fucking slip. He's got a monkey on his back. One day he'll fall, one day he'll break, but till then it's all a goddamn fake. With a monkey on his back and a heart of stone, he'll roam this earth forever alone.
Scott Mattis live in Hernando, Mississippi, where there's been spottings of a cougar, and that's not it. That looks like a house cat, but we're just feet away from where a local man rolled his cell phone video on what some say is a cougar. I'll be right back with a live report.
Hey there, human. Any chance you've got a snack for me? I promise I'll be good.
I knew you guys were bored. Oh, let me get that off the screen. Where is it? I think it's there. And that's there. And that's there. Oh my gosh, and that's there. And now we're clear. Oh, that's nice of you, Wyoming. Oh, that does sound interesting. I don't know. Did Brittany ever baby? I don't know. That's the rumor. Decay times 3 in French. I knew you guys were bored. Something told me that you guys were bored. Karis, Beth, how is it going? Oh, I sent you an email and I didn't check my emails back again today. What is wrong with me? I don't know. So, please hit the like button. Where do I want to go first? I think I want to go here. Since we're talking about false prophets. Okay. Then we'll get into chat, of course.
Said that you don't like to fly commercial because you don't want to get into a tube with a bunch of demons. Do you really believe that
No.
human beings are demons?
No, I do not. And don't you ever say I did. We wrestle not with flesh and blood, but principalities and powers.
1,000 of you, I said close them doors. Ushers, close the doors. Close the doors.
Who's the biggest failure in the Bible? God is.
Do you know something? The minute that blood sacrifice was accepted, Jesus was the first human being that was ever born again.
Within 6 weeks, both of them had raised the dead in the name of Jesus. And now Rego has continued to pray for the dead, and I think Rego's now 4.
God gives to you.
Are you facing a financial difficulty right now? There's only one way out of it. Give to the Lord. Even that little you have left, give it to God.
This, because it's a bombshell. Tell your neighbor, wake up, this is a bombshell. The Greek word fornication in the Bible does not refer to premarital sex. See, when the Apostle Paul says flee fornication in 1 Corinthians chapter 6, he is not saying flee sex outside of marriage. The word translated fornication in the Bible is the Greek word porneia. It appears about 24 times in the New Testament, and the root word for the word porneia is the Greek word pornos, which means a harlot or a prostitute. Y'all following me? The context of verse 18 begins in verse 13 of 1 Corinthians chapter 6, where Paul says the body is not meant for fornication, but for the Lord, and the Lord for the body. Do you not know that your bodies are members of Christ? Should I therefore take the members of Christ and make them members of a prostitute? Do you not know that whatever is united to a prostitute becomes one body with her? Then Paul says in verse 18 to flee fornication. So the entire context of verse 18, church, is about fleeing prostitution. Not fleeing premarital sex.
Friends, that is sick. That is twisted. That is dark.
Watch what happened at Bethel's School of Supernatural Ministry that can only be described as demonic, and then watch this man's response.
So this is a fire tunnel, and you see students laying down on the floor, they've been slain in the spirit. And
this is already really bad, but it gets much, much worse.
No, you don't have to go to one of those churches to see two guys necking. Go to Bethel. Go to the Bethel School of Supernatural Ministry. You can see it there.
This is the dark, demonic side of Bethel that most people don't know about. But Bethel isn't even trying to hide the insanity that is happening within their supposed ministry.
That is, it's so good to see you. How are you this evening? That is nice little video I put together. Well, people look at the Bible differently, right? They say, well, that was back in the time, and that doesn't refer to today. What are they doing devil worshiping in Bethel Ministries Spiritual Academy? For, I don't know, but I've been hard at work. Very hard at work. And before we get into Jed,
I was listening to a set of tapes by one man, and he explained it like this, and I think this kind of gets the point across. He said, why do people have such a fit about God calling his creation, his man, not his whole creation, but his man, little gods? If he's God, what's he going to call them but the God kind? I mean, if you as a human being have a baby, you call it a humankind. If cattle has another cattle, they call it cattle kind. So, I mean, what's God supposed to call us? Doesn't the Bible say we're created in his image?
So there's a little thing going around called Little Gods Ministries, and that was Joyce Myers. And she actually believes that we are gods. Yes. And Kenneth Copeland and Han and Heidi Baker, and there's a few other ones in there. Belief is in Redding, California. What's going on in Redding, California? Tell me. Wyoming. Finest frog here. I love that. Finest frog here. You know, I've been studying really hard. It's so good to see you. I've been studying really hard, and I'm finding out quite a few things, and it's very interesting. Let me see. You know, President Trump. President Trump. Is he Hitler? A false prophet. Well, Ezekiel was a prophet. He foresaw the future, hundreds, thousands of years ahead of time, right? Bethel Ministries. Yeah, Bethel. Oh, it's in Redding, California? Jiminy crickets. How did I not know that? Thank you. Okay, Trump. Do you think Trump is Hitler? Do you think Trump is Hitler? And what about the latest assassination attempt? We'll get to Jed, I promise. What about this latest assassination attempt in that ballroom, whatever they're calling it? Do you believe what the news is telling you, the media is telling you, your representatives are telling you? Let's find out. What do they have to say?
Of course, it's Trump is a Nazi time again.
Let's deal with Hitler, okay?
I don't think it's hyperbolic to say that. I mean, that is Mussolini, Hitler-like language.
Trump's affinity for Hitler was always covered under an umbrella of his stupidity.
Echoing Hitler's words.
Listen to this.
Well, Hitler was duly elected.
That's right. Echoing the hateful rhetoric of Adolf Hitler.
It echoes Hitler. That's the kind of language Hitler used in Mein Kampf.
About vermin and Hitler and Mussolini.
That's a horrifying clip. That's a fascist clip.
You're just going full on Hitler.
From Hitler's Germany.
We just need to say, for the record, that the term vermin was really effectively used by Adolf Hitler.
Echo dictators like Hitler.
With language evoking authoritarian figures like Adolf Hitler.
Donald Trump parroted the autocratic language of Adolf Hitler.
Talk about the brilliance of Hitler's generals.
Correct.
Very similar to what's happening to a lot of Democrats I know in Washington. You dislike Trump so much, his personal affect is so offensive to you, that you can't hear clearly what he says. You're possessed, and it's affecting your judgment.
That is the most ridiculous thing I've heard within the last 24 hours, besides some of the lines in Trump's speech. I do not totally dislike Donald Trump. What I'm disliking is his message and the things that he says about people and the hatred that he's incited in people, and him not speaking out against the racial hatred that is done in his name, the attacks on Muslims, the attacks on blacks, the attacks on Jewish cemeteries that he's touched on a little bit in the last few days, but not forcefully enough. So those are the things I'm totally against.
So I don't even plan to address directly your tweet comparing him to Hitler, because I think it's embarrassing to you. But I want to get to what you just said.
No, you read it. You read it.
I know, but I'm embarrassed to bring it directly to you because I think you're above that, and I think it diminishes you. But let me ask you about what you just said. You said Trump's speech last night contained racial hatred. I watched the whole thing. I don't think anyone could agree with all of it, but where was the race hatred in it?
Trump has had a message of racial hate throughout this campaign, throughout his presidency that's only, a few weeks old. But what Trump has done is he has created this racial divide between Mexicans and Americans, between immigrants and Americans. So what he's done is created this divide, and that's what I mean in reference to the Hitler comment, in that Hitler used immigration and racism as their base, and that is what Trump has done. For example, I'm in Alabama.
It's just so stupid. I don't even know what let me
finish. Let me finish.
Okay, please finish quickly.
Let me finish.
Get to a smart point.
For example, he was
You see all this talk, all of this stuff. I made this video. And let's see. Oh, here's the alleged thief, right, of all those funds, Somalia, Minnesota,
The Gestapo is scooping folks up off the street.
Gestapo. ICE is now the Gestapo. This hate speech. And you wonder how many times have they tried to assassinate Trump now? How many times?
They're in unmarked vans, wearing masks, being shipped off to foreign torture dungeons. No chance to mount a defense.
Foreign what? Torture dungeons? No, they're being shipped back to their own countries. I can't help it if their stupid jails are worse than ours.
Not even a chance to kiss a loved one goodbye. Just grabbed up by masked agents, shoved into those vans, and disappeared.
The Gestapo, whose official German name translates to secret state police, had the power to be the judge, jury, and executioner. They helped track, find, and kill Jews during the Holocaust. Democrats on the Oversight Committee continued their Nazi comparisons during Thursday's hearing.
When you compare the old films of the Gestapo grabbing people off the streets of Poland, and you compare them to those nondescript thugs who grabbed that graduate student, it does look like a Gestapo operation. You know, my dad served in Second World War. He fought the Nazis in Northern Africa. He fought the Nazis on the Italian peninsula.
Yeah, it's awful funny. And people are going to get mad at me for this, you know, this live stream, probably. But let's think about this. We have the media. We have our representatives all screaming Nazis. Remember, defund the police until it happens to you, right? Defund the police. Black Lives Matter, right? When you donate to Black Lives Matter, it goes to Act Blue. And who owns Act Blue? The Democratic Party. I had to tell one of my dear friends, don't donate to Black Lives Matters. It's going directly to Act Blue, which is the Democratic Party. You know, so, yeah, and Trump certainly didn't leave 13 Marines in Afghanistan to die like Biden did.
And I think he's looking down right now and he's happy that I'm fighting today's Nazis.
Good for
Because
you.
if we just roll this clock on the wall back 75 years, we'd be looking at a time in Nazi Germany where people ran around with signs like this new ICE sign that says, report all foreign invaders to ICE, with Uncle Sam there holding up the sign.
Oh, yeah, that's an actual flyer that was up. And let me ask you something. Would you open up all the prisons in the United States? And then would you go ahead and invite them into your home? That's what I want to know. It's just a question, you know.
This could have been a Gestapo member 75
Gestapo member. Oh,
years ago.
sakes.
Report all Jews.
The ICE sign he held.
Oh, report all Jews. See, I knew they would pull this bullshit.
Up is genuine and was posted on social media by the Department of Homeland Security on June 11th. Republicans took serious issue with the Nazi comparisons.
That's
You're
true.
calling ICE agents modern-day Nazis. Given the attacks on ICE agents that took place in Los Angeles over the weekend, don't you regard your dangerous inflammatory rhetoric as a problem?
Governor, do you and other Democrat politicians understand why referencing ICE as Gestapo is offensive? I'm going to explain. The Department of Homeland Security is reporting that ICE agents are now experiencing a 413% rise in assaults.
That Donald Trump is Hitler. I wouldn't say
I don't think any Democrat has. I actually, and I think it's
You're a liar, lady. And you, Governor, Illinois, what's his name? Pritzker? You're liars.
a smear that they project back on to
Yeah,
critics.
Madagascar.
Trump actually reenacting the Madison Square Garden rally in 1939. I write about this in my book.
Sure
From
you
John
do.
Kelly's words, that Donald Trump is someone who, I quote,
certainly falls into the general definition of fascist.
Where one
Fascist.
side stands for freedom while the other meets the textbook definition of fascism, namely a far-right
fascism.
dictatorial regime like Hitler's
Dictatorial.
Germany or Franco's Spain or
And
Mussolini.
to be praising Adolf Hitler, it's dangerous and it's also disgusting.
Who did that?
President Biden believes that Donald Trump is a fascist. I mean, yes.
He is paving the way to become a Vladimir Putin or to become an Adolf Hitler.
Political violence in any form directed at anyone, whether that's the right, the left, or the center, is unacceptable. Period. Full stop.
As you know, I was seated next to President Trump and the First Lady when the shots were fired before Secret Service swiftly moved us to safety.
Oh, definitely. Harrison Beth. Definitely. I was on the job. Definitely. Police abuse their powers. Absolutely 100%. I arrested a cop. Myself. I did. Because he broke the law. He was driving drunk and wrecked his car around a tree with his girlfriend because he was showing off this brand new car. I arrested him. Oh, please, Sandy, don't say anything to anybody. Your car is literally wrapped around a tree. And you don't want me to say anything. Are all cops bad? No. Are all cops good? No. Definitely not. Do cops profile? Yes. Do they have a quota? Yes. I said it. Yes, they do. They say they don't, but they do. You know, when you're in your, I'll call it a meeting, right before you go out on the street, they'll give you, APVs and all that, but they'll also tell you, okay, today we're just gonna kind of go after, I don't know, red Corvettes. Okay, they do it. they absolutely 100% do it. Now, if Trump was Hitler, we wouldn't be speaking here today. Okay, cops do profile, and it's sad. It's sickening. I love the police. I love the fire department. I do. But there are bad cops, and there are good cops. But defunding the police, that didn't work out too good, did it? No. So, accused him of burglary, even though he showed proof he lived there. It happens too. And say a black person moves into a white neighborhood and they're just scared out of their wits. I don't know why. I don't know why. You have these posh neighborhoods, right? In Hollywood, they do the same thing. But you have these posh gated communities and you have patrol, right? You have the, what do they call them? I can't think of the name of them, but they patrol their community and make sure everybody's garbage can is, up behind the house before 9 o'clock hits, right? And you see a black person in this community and they go flipping out. I mean, there was a really historical case where these wingnuts thought a black man was burglarizing. And I can't think of the city or the state. It was down south. And they shot him. Civilians shot him. And he died. No, it wasn't Neighborhood Watch. It was, I can't think of it. He died. 3 guys chasing him down in a truck. He was jogging. He was an innocent kid. And they killed him. They just killed him. For no reason, and then they tried to make up an excuse. Well, he was going for a shotgun. No, he wasn't, because the video showed quite the opposite. Hey, Tracy. Showed quite the opposite. And why do you have a shotgun out anyways? You call the police. You call the police. No, bad cops give good, yeah, they do. They do. Bad cops give good cops a very bad name. Very bad name. And it's sad. So, DHS has gone 75 days without funding, right? So, what happened after the attempted assassination? Guess what passed? The bill to fund DHS. I want that to sink in a little bit because there's such a thing as psyops. You look at chaos while they're doing something in the background. All politicians do it. If you think that the Democrats, Republicans are complete opposites, you're wrong. I don't care if you're Republican, Democrat, Independent, don't have a party at all. You vote for who you think is best, okay? While they're screaming at each other, calling each other names, and putting on these grand stage, productions, because that's what it is, productions. Yes, absolutely, status. It happened today, day 76. You know what they do? They go downstairs and have drinks. It's a facade. Anyways, I wanted to throw that in there, false prophets, and I did want to put in there about Trump because you know, it's something else what they do. NATO, it's so good to see you. Let me see. Where are we going? Oh, you see, I want to show a little bit of that because of promises these false prophets say. Harassing black men, yeah, they do have if you think all police are good, you're out of your mind. But they're not. You know, a lot of police, not all. Okay, a lot of police are ex-military. Okay, but you have this category where they were bullied in school. You know damn well I worked with one. He was short, and he's like had this inferior complex, and just going all over the place. Uh, and you know, you just kind of knew. Let me get this up because that one's not gonna show. Uh, but they use people. They they get a badge and they think everything's just I don't know, gun and a badge that makes them something. Okay, here we go with Goofy. Hey Goofy, how you doing? False prophet. Speaking of false prophets, because I know somebody called you a prophet, and that really got me. Should I have a warning in here? Uh, Something else happened today, and I guess I should tell you about it. Um, Mama C got sick today, and I thought I was going to have to take her to the ER. But fortunately, she's okay. She's all right. How many of you have to have the talk with your son? I don't, but I hear tell, Black and Brown do. I hear that's a thing. And, I wonder why. It, yeah, warning. I don't think I have my warning thing up here. You know, it's all, public consumption. Yeah, I hear that's true, Harris. I hear it's true. Uh, does anybody know the ratio of cops shooting or false arresting blacks versus whites? I'm curious about that. That that really gets my curiosity up. Do we know the ratio? Or is it in some communities and not in others? These are things I want to know. Okay, Goofy. What do we got? I've been studying a lot today, and some things have really opened up my eyes. Go ahead, dummy.
Good morning, everybody. How you doing? This is Jedediah Brown.
Jedediah Brown was a clown. What are you gonna do? I can't imagine. I can't imagine at all.
Good morning, everybody. How you doing? This is Jedediah Brown.
You said that.
Community advocate, born and bred in the city of Chicago.
Uh-huh.
And I am the
And
proud
kicked
commander
out.
of the For the Culture family, to which I have the pleasure of being the commander.
Okay.
And in that, to understand what it means, that we established.
Why are you stuttering? Bleh. Okay, go ahead.
Chapters across the country.
That's actually a gang sign. Thank you so much, TK times 3. That doesn't. I always thought that said God, but it's actually not. TK, what is that gang again? Gangster Disciples or something? And he tried to cover it up and make it look like God, right?
To create a community to address issues that affect the lives of our members, but also the general public at large. I've been an advocate for almost 20 years now, and that advocacy, which started in Chicago, is now been I've been blessed for it to spread nationally, and I'm given the ability to move about freely to address things that bring concern and sometimes unrest to the general public.
Now you're going to talk about McNutt, Apostle McNutt. Why he's called an apostle, I have no idea. In Florida. Hey Goofy, where's Junior again? Junior, do you remember Junior? You did too, Wyoming? We grew up in a small community. The O in God was a 6-point star. Jedediah Brown. Okay, go ahead.
I do have a certain particular style that a lot of people may not always understand.
Really?
But I am an advocate who firmly believes in non-violence unless there is a threat, to which my views quickly shift to being able to defend oneself by any means necessary. I make that explanation because even though some of you all may be aware of who I am, many of you are not.
Right.
And then I
Thought
also
everybody
want to
knew
explain
you.
that on my video screen, you may see a Cash App hashtag to support. That is on every video that I do, because there are.
Well, son of a bitch. Wait. What's my Cash App? I was going to put it in the chat, but I don't remember what it was.
People out
Never
there
mind.
who understand the weight and the consistent need of advocacy, and they support it. And that support helps us to do what we aim to do.
What do you do?
With that being said, you all at this point should hopefully be aware of a video that was placed on social media by a man who calls himself an apostle, Mr. T.D. McNutt, or McNaught. I don't know how to properly pronounce his name. But
that's because you never graduated school. Based on the data, 13 through 24, Black Americans are disproportionately impacted by fatal police shootings, showing they are roughly 2.5 to 3 times more likely to be killed by police than white Americans. Which brings me to another question. Thank you, Karis. Are they in particular cities? Particular communities? And another thing. How many black deaths are caused by gangs? That's another thing. When I lived in Florida, you know, there's kind of like a lot of gangs there. And why I'm asking that is because it always seemed like this gang rival, okay, and a lot of crime. Coconut Grove. Look that place up. Ooh, I appreciate it too, Wyoming. I like facts and stuff like that, and well, I don't know if it is. What's the average white on white? What's the average Hispanic on Hispanic? You gotta know these things. I like to learn.
This gentleman is actually a follower of mine. I
Oh,
learned that when I went to basically make a statement and I was able to tag him in the post. I didn't even know. I don't know if that's how I saw the video ultimately, but I saw the video that many of us seen and that have brought great concern literally across the nation. I do want to be very clear here that I am one of several advocating voices who are all stepping and springing into action in hopes of addressing the situation. A couple more things in housekeeping, and then I'll get into the whole spiel. Number one, this is not an entertaining thing. Nor is
yes,
this
it
for
is.
clicks, views, or likes, or clout.
Yes, it is.
This isn't that.
Yes,
so
it
with
is.
that being said, I want to be very clear
Right.
that I make no judgment. I have not made a
Thank
conclusion,
you, Tracy.
nor have I made an accusation as if it's in a definitive sense. We saw those videos. And it's just popular to do and say what everybody does and say. I'm not that guy. Getting involved in this, I want to know the truth and not what's sensationalized. I've been an individual on the other end of an accusation that I know could never be true. So therefore, I walk into this.
Yeah, but see, that can never be proven. Because he passed away. And he did not commit suicide. Like you like to say. He actually drowned in Lake Michigan. So all that little crying in the car with the empty gun was all just for people to feel sorry for you. That's it. That's it. You know?
With the sense of appreciation for facts.
Right.
And not just opinion.
Yeah, but you never give facts. You see, that's where you screw up each and every time. You make these grandiose statements and you promise this and you promise that, just like the preachers I just showed, right? And you never come through. What have you ever solved? What have you done major? You jumped up on Trump's stage, but that was all arranged too, because I saw you before you jumped up on it. There's such a thing as paid actors.
And so with that being said, we are trying to move with this in a sense of urgency, but in a delicacy that we don't make anybody a victim of anything that shouldn't be.
Right.
And I want to be very clear here.
Go
Nobody is more important to me in this situation than the children that are on that video. So I don't have a conclusion. But damn it, I got a concern. Let me speak to you about some of those concerns.
Let me speak to you about some of these concerns. Why is it that you go after black children in their deepest and darkest hours? Claim you're going to do something and never do it. You make a lot of noise, blah, blah, blah. That's all you do is flap your gums. You don't do anything. You create chaos. You're a chaos agent. Come on. Why don't you just own up to it? I mean, who runs around in a stinky restaurant shirt with Commander on it? Do you go out in public like that? Acquiring minds want to know. Ugh.
And I'm going to try to do this as best I can based on my memory right now.
Your memory.
Number one.
What?
He went to jail. That means that you were charged. That means that some law enforcement official thought that the information that they received was valuable enough to make an official complaint in a court of law. The judge, hearing those allegations,
recently,
that charge, that judge decided to make a condition to where you were not supposed to be in contact with the complaining witness, which would be the child. Somehow.
Yeah, what about you and Tyrone Muhammad sticking up for Justin, who's convicted? What is it? Child offender, let me say. And you and Tyrone, anybody that approaches him, you got to come through me. And now you're worried about 2 children in Florida, right? And you never did a thing. Well, you must have saw on random news. Or was that Martin Johnson talking today about it? Let me know. Please be specific.
Or another, you was able to matriculate through that process, and the first thing that you decided to do was to try to bring that child through an open check.
Matriculate?
That's flag number one. That child didn't owe nobody in the public any kind of explanation or apology. Because he said something about you, and the courts and your family should have dealt with that. That's flag number one. So it's not an accusation, but that is one.
Well, I agree. I think Apostle McNutt is an absolute scumbag, which leads me to false prophets again. Apostle, I thought there was 12 apostles, but maybe they keep adding on. Yeah, what happened to all that money you raised? Yeah, where's Junior? Jed, call my phone. I'll tell you where Junior is. Yeah, dummy. Yeah, okay, French, I know about it. Yeah.
Hell of an observation. Number two, I sat there and I watched that live video now 3 times, and from beginning to end, the context in which he spoke about that child, spoke as if he was trying to mentally degrade and belittle it in a way of making the child feel guilty, making the child feel bad, but it was in the sense.
Yeah, it's called grooming, just like your buddy Justin did, and you stuck up for him, right? Yeah. But the child is in protective custody for anybody that wants to know. Protective custody. The child is okay.
Sense of shaming him into a place where psychologically that was abusive.
Yeah.
Because if you love the kid so much and you understand that he is a kid, you don't spend so much time trying to inundate him with, you did this and you're that and you're this and you're that. And it broke my heart to hear that child have to say.
What do you do to your audience, Jed, when they don't agree with you? Or bring up a conversation that you don't agree with? Do the same thing.
I apologize for being a bad child or not being who I'm supposed to be. Flag for me, number 2. Number 3, another flag that really stood out for me is how that child.
Oh no, the K's still there.
Looked dead in that camera the whole time. And the only time that he made contact with human eyes is when he was looking at his mother. But it appeared to me, not knowing them, that he was looking at at his mother for an advocate. He didn't look at Mr. McNaught in the face like he was a loving, caring, parental figure. Another flag that stood out for me is that when they did make contact, in a very brief moment, Mr. McNaught had an immediate reaction. Why are you looking at me?
Well, yeah, he did, because he's a piece of shit. But what I want to know, Jed, is why do you go after these big cases that are, all over the news when there are children all over the world being abused? So, why? Because you're a clout chaser. You're a false prophet. You're just like these TV evangelists with $1 million homes, jets. Oh, well, you wish you had that kind of stuff. But I compare you to them. Yeah, Jed going to Florida. He is repeating the same things. I mean, Potato, how are you feeling, by the way? You'd like to know if I can't read that word, to identify. Oh, what's the criteria? I gotta have my glasses. They're someplace. What's the criteria to identify a false prophet? Uh, Saying they're going to do something, teaching lies, lying, using God's name in vain, um, predicting the future that never ever happens to get money from, um, using charisma just to line their pockets. Uh, we heard the one pastor say, the only one that failed in the Bible was God. Kenneth Copeland said that. He's one of these TV evangelists, right? Preaching God to millions of people. He has a gigantic jet. He has $1 million homes, plural, right? To say that God is the only failure in the Bible is just astounding to me. But Jedediah Brown, you make the same claims about black people and about God. You lie, and it's so easy for you to lie, but you can't keep up with your lies. A little bit then. Potato. Yeah, he's just trying to stay relevant. That's all it is, because the McNutt case was a big case, right? But the authorities are taking care of it, rest assured. But he only goes after the big cases. That's all he does, Potato. That's all he does. Big cases. On the news. Get on the news wherever you can.
His rage and his anger and his disdain for whatever he went through,
Prosperity
or the moment, or
gospel.
even the
Thank
child,
you, Wyoming.
spewed out of him that he couldn't contain it. And the only time that he corrected that baby while they were in the course of doing that lie is when he said y'all house. And sure as hell didn't correct him when he talked about how he felt that he was after being
Thank you.
inundated with messages from the supposed religious figure
He
about how
doesn't
bad
lie.
he was. That enough was
It is
heartbreaking. That enough
diabolical.
should raise concern for any reasonable person.
Yep.
That is the thing that made me want to get involved. Any accusation or anything. Oh, wait a minute.
What?
The consistent pointing out of sexual things, touching people's private parts, or this, that, and the third. As a victim of things in my own life, I'm going to be clear here.
What do you mean this, that, and the third? I thought you were going to be specific. Okay, go ahead.
An overly sexualized child got that from somewhere.
You
Now,
know
I
about
understand
that?
that he may be of puberty age or a little bit past it. I get that. And that is something that you have to deal with. But if you're literally trying to tell me that this child is sexual and that's all that he's doing and he's bringing all of these problems to this family, you thought that the best thing to do was to bring this kid on the internet to an open shame and not get down to the depths of what is ailing him in his mental or in his spirit or in his heart, and you're supposed to be a spiritual authority? Well, let me tell you something as a former pastor. Fuck you.
Wow.
And how dare you ever think that that's okay? And I say that to the church at large. Because how many times do we think, or are we going?
How many times have you spoken against the church? All churches, not just one. Yeah, it wasn't his next paycheck. You can believe me or not, but I called down to Florida as soon as I heard more on here saying he was going down to Florida to make trouble. Yes, it's subjective, and people follow these prophets, and they shouldn't. They shouldn't, because they are multimillionaires, and they don't care. Yes, Benny Hinn. Benny Hinn. Yeah. You know, when they start teaching, God promises you riches, okay, then, you know, no. Well, he didn't go to the school, but, you know, he's a dropout, and he just kind of funneled in after his mother, right? Who was also a false prophet. I said it. I could back it up too. We're talking about false prophets tonight.
Going to think that it's okay to bring people to an open shame based on their supposed sin or inefficiency or deficiency, but y'all don't do the same shit for one another. And so one of the things that I want to personally take a pause and make a commercial break to say is that every pastor in America that ain't got nothing to say about this, you are complicit, you are covering it, and fuck you. And as a matter of fact, every church in America should be, Christian church, should be making some sort of statement about what's going on. And this.
What about Muslim churches? Why is it Christian churches? Why? And what about you and Justin, who was caught with a room full of little boys doing something underneath those blankets? And what you and Tyrone Muhammad say? Anybody that comes after him, you're going to have to go through me. He pleaded guilty. Guilty. Ugh. Oh, it does. It flips like a burnt pancake. I know. Um, yeah, eyes. There are bona fide prophets. Uh, take Ezekiel in the Bible. Ezekiel was a bona fide prophet. But we're going to expand on these false prophets because this channel is God's channel. I'm using Jed as an example because we all know Jed. And it's very easy to relate to it. That's why I'm using Jed so much. But I'm going to mix it in with all these other prophets, false prophets. Yeah, he's a bottom.
This is why so many people have a problem with the church, because y'all got a lot to say about stuff that ain't got nothing to do with God. But now this is somebody who claims to carry the call, the call and the responsibility of clergy, and you become silent. Fuck you.
Oh.
It's a problem.
Okay.
We literally grew up seeing people have to say, oh, I fornicated, I'm pregnant, I sinned. But what about when it is somebody of a leadership perspective? And don't dance this away, and don't look the other way, because this is in our house. Now, moving forward past that, and I hope.
What do you mean by our house? You're in an Airbnb. Yeah, I know, Ice, and I'm gonna show you. I showed that one part, and we're gonna expand on all of these false prophets. I expect a lot of backlash from them because every time you talk about them, they go after you. And they've gone after a good many channels that cover them. And we will definitely get into it. But how do you know that God actually talks to them? Well, you don't. You absolutely don't. Unless what they preach is the Bible. What they preach is not prosperity in what you say money or something to material things, money, riches, all of this stuff. If that's what they're preaching, that's a problem. They're not teaching the word of God, okay? They're just preaching to make people feel good. What's that one guy's name? He's called the Smiling Preacher. I can't think of his name. Ah. But you know, he doesn't go against anything, and you know, in the Bible. He doesn't defend it because he wants people to feel good. That's not the Bible. That's not teaching the gospel, you know. So if they're teaching something other than what's written in the Bible, now for a preacher to say the only failure in the Bible is God, that's a problem. So it's like, that's a clear indication.
I hope that I'm as articulate as I could possibly be,
No, you
because I'm
aren't.
just different from all
We
of
know
the other
you are.
advocates, and I'm okay with that. But this is where I'm going to park my perspective of it.
Right.
That was enough.
Thank
That was
you,
enough to be
Potato.
concerned. Now, as it relates to what he told officials, how they processed it, let me also say this as a black man. Don't nobody give a damn about the pain of a black person. It is an
What?
American way.
What?
Especially in an official sense.
What?
Unless the black community make it clear that this is a problem.
Thank you, Tracy.
I have
That's it.
seen so many times where children have made complaints to the system. And the system move very swiftly or quickly because they don't want to do the extra paperwork. Just because.
Well, that's a lie. You're a liar. Proven. That's a great point, Potato. Thank you, sir. You know, God talks to all of us. Okay? God talks to all of us. What happens is we fail to listen. We don't open our ears. There's so much chaos and, you know, going to work and everything on the news. It keeps you focused from left. I call it a swiveled head, okay? Or a rubber neck, okay? You know, when there's an accident and you're driving past it, people have rubber necks, okay? That's what I call it. In the media, and that's why I play Trump. You have this and that going on, and what's going on in the background. But God talks to us every day. We just have to listen and stop the noise, right? Thank you, Potato Sir.
Because somebody was returned into the hands of a person, don't negate the accusation. So one of the main things that I think we all must do is make sure that a fair, thorough, and expansive investigation was done.
It
And that
is.
it will continue to be done.
It is.
Until this thing is properly addressed.
And what are you going to do about it?
The video was enough. But one of the things that really stood out to me the most.
What?
Grown men, one after another, not a couple, not a few. I told y'all, I know what it means to be falsely accused of something. Christopher Jeremiah, being one of the many former victims, this has really struck hard and hit home, giving me PTSD. This man has been doing this for years.
Well, he didn't write that to you. Go ahead.
It seems. I still receive moments of flashbacks to this day. I had to literally run away. I've had to literally run away from this man and the abuse. And for him to just chase me down before I called the police while hiding for my life. My eyeballs went double. I lost my spot. Give me a second.
Of course.
Now, JR.
You know, because it's that shitty eye surgery you had it done on your eyes. You know, how much did that cost? Because that was a really bad idea for you to do. You should have kept those sunglasses on. I just, you know, why are you picking out this case, Jed? Do you know this happens every second of every day on planet Earth? What do you do for all those little kids? Black, white, Hispanic. And why you picking on the Christian church? Well, why didn't you say Muslims? I just want to know. Nothing against Christians or Muslims or anything else.
Cam are the youngest I've seen. I've been trying to do my part in contacting the appropriate personnel in regards to this situation to help any way I can. But I do hope that these children get the love and safety they need quickly. I've chosen to keep the other man's identity hidden until he is comfortable with coming forward himself.
Got it. What? What?
Being a former victim of TD, living with him and experiencing him as an individual outside of church, and then watching this video, the PTSD that came back. Oh man, shake my head. I pray for JR. Mimi.
Well, PTSD doesn't just reappear. First of all, Potato knows that. It just doesn't disappear one day and appears the next. It kind of stays there with you. Oh, good night, Status. Oh, what date was it? I know, Status, you love dates. Let me see. 2 months ago. And I'll give you the exact date. February 13th, 2026. There you go, sir. Or ma'am, whichever Status is. There you go.
Come on.
Uh-huh.
Tony Bernard Jr.
Uh-huh.
I hate all of this that's going on. I really don't know you, I really don't know you, nor had the chance to really sit and talk to you. But when TD introduced me to you, the vibe was definitely strange and I could not put my finger around it. And you probably don't remember, but when he first brought me over to your apartment after picking Junior up from the school bus, I remember a comment you made. I remember a comment you made that, oh, you got another son. And that's why.
Well, you had 2 fathers. That's true, Wyoming. We don't need prophets. There are true prophets. But we'll distinguish the bad ones. Now, look, I'm not a pastor. I don't know the Bible in and out. I really don't. I'm learning. But this is God's channel.
I keep trying to tell y'all the weirdest thing that I've ever experienced.
He's going to have to lead us.
That everybody want to be somebody, mama and daddy. Go fuck and make your own child. I get the spiritual implications.
Isn't
but
that
the goal
wonderful?
was never for you to be the person in charge. It was for us to lead them to the person in charge. Because at the end of the day, we all fucked up. That's why I'm having a hard time.
Well, yeah, you're having a hard time with everything lately. I've seen, what you are doing. Your statistics on YouTube. But yeah, what about adoption? What what about all the children up for adoption? So you can only have a child if you, do the act and forget the poor orphans. Yeah. That's a good point, Tracy.
Because everybody want to be
He has to
in
say
charge.
we.
Get your issues mentally together and go have some kids. If you can't have none, adopt them. But all these grown-ass people calling each other mama and father, stop giving a culture that creates creeps moving forward.
Well, white people do that too, and so do Hispanics. That just kind of happens that way.
And this is my real honest perspectives
Sure
and my
it
real
is.
honest thoughts. Even if I'm your spiritual leader, led by God, trying to get you from one place into your ministry, He is the Father. Jesus ain't walked around.
This is where I have a problem with you.
And go have some kids. If you can't have none, adopt them. But all these grown-ass people calling each other mama and father, stop giving a culture that creates creeps moving forward. And this is my real honest perspectives and my real honest thoughts. Even if I'm your spiritual leader, led by God, trying to get you from one place into your ministry, He is the Father. Jesus ain't walked around calling Himself nobody's daddy. He was just basically the Son of God. And if you tried to put
He was just basically the Son of God. Okay, so Jesus was, just kind of basically the Son of God. And, that's, but wait a minute. You're the spiritual leader? Really? It's getting tricky.
put a label on Him outside of His gifts, He pointed you to the Father. Is that not the book? That's why we got this problem. Most people become blindly trusting in all of these leaders because they're looking for parents in a world that don't foster a lot of care. But the church got to stop the bullshit. Somebody gonna come back with some theological response. But I'm gonna say it again. You ain't my damn daddy. My daddy gone. I don't need a daddy. Just give me what the Bible.
Which daddy? Yeah, you heard that right, TK. You heard that right. He's a spiritual leader.
The Bible says, if I'm gonna let you give me anything at all.
Uh,
The kids who are matriculated in this culture.
what
It's a better way.
culture? You
But this
see,
is the part of this that makes sense for me. Oh, that makes
you keep saying culture. Are you talking about the Christian culture? Or are you talking about the black culture? You see, this is where I'm confused. Because you only go after dead black babies or a situation like this. High profile cases. That's all you do. And don't accomplish anything.
made me want to share it or read it. Junior's a smart young man, and I remember meeting him and was to myself and saying to myself, this little kid is really going to be something one day. But then I noticed a change in his behavior, and I could not understand why. I remember one day myself and the minister coming over to TD's house after Junior got in trouble. He took him upstairs, and he gave him the worst beating I'd ever heard in my life. I honestly wanted to cry myself and go up there and stop. And just so you know, I ain't lying, it's right there in writing.
It's in writing.
Let me tell you how I can imagine how that
Did he just throw his
went.
phone?
You mean to tell me that you walked into a child's room in midnight because you want to give him a celebratory moment because they become another year in life? Did you all see how hard that man was? Every moment, there's no delicacy. And I'm talking about, I understand how men are strong, and I get this. But if that's how you moving them up while you sitting up there trying to celebrate them, I can't imagine how you moving them when you're trying to beat on them. The way you grabbing them and all the force and the strength that he's trying to exude. That is somebody that's typically trying to keep a person in the mentality.
And we're praying for you. With all my heart, I'm praying for you.
I'm stronger than you.
What?
I stand 5'8", 156 pounds. I know little man syndrome when I see it.
Good night, Bob.
I'm just giving you all of my reasons why I'm focused on this issue. This is my perspective. Those are the things that I have circumstantial evidence of. I don't have any intrinsic or conclusive evidence of abuse any other way. It just looks bad.
Oh.
Here's another video that I don't have right now, but I saw it.
Oh, you don't have any facts. In other words, you don't have facts. Okay, got it. You got expelled from Sunday church school. Who asked questions? Ooh, they didn't like that, huh? Ooh.
I've been looking for. It's not the one that everybody is sharing when they're in that moment, having that moment that they're having. But there's a video when the kid is rocking on the floor.
We saw it.
He has his feet up in the air and he's rocking on the floor.
We saw it.
And you hear TD, who I assume that is, in the background, speaking to another adult. But then he starts.
You assume, which makes an ass out of you and me.
Starts speaking to the child and he says, do it faster. Do it faster. And I'm saying, okay, this is interesting. And the child is laughing, not understanding the moment. But this is where I have a very big problem. He's telling the kid to do it faster. But then he says, what have you been doing? If you listen to the video, because I don't know how to quote it that much, because my mind ain't necessarily getting to my mind can't remember the exact words.
Well, then don't make shit up. Don't make shit up. And you know, I always present Jed like this because, you see, on the bottom, what do you got on there, Jed? Cash App, Apple Pay, Venmo, PayPal. What else you got down there?
But how do you sexualize a child rocking in the middle of the floor after you've instructed them
Cash
to do
App,
what they're
PayPal,
doing
Venmo.
faster, and that looks sexual to you to the point where you say, what you been doing?
Hey.
Somebody wants me to talk about his hands being in the middle of his legs.
Resources.
I'm not going to talk about that.
You can
I'm telling
support
you,
our efforts. That's why I don't show that. Ever. Until just now. I probably screwed up a few times. Well, it's good to ask questions. I have a lot of questions. You know, I was watching something today. They were talking about wormwood. And most people are familiar with the word wormwood in Revelations. And they were comparing it to Chernobyl, which I found quite interesting. But I don't have a video for it, so.
from a legal perspective and asking other individuals things, it looks bad. That needs to go through a process. But get this, you sexualize a child rocking on the floor, that was perverted.
Wyoming.
That was conclusive. That was disturbing as fuck.
Shay!
The child did use the bathroom while you were touching her. That's concerning as
oh. What time you coming on, Shay? Let me know so I can get off of here and go over to my favorite one. What time you going up? 11 o'clock? 10:30? I'll wait for the answer. Ah. Ah. He didn't leave. He's still here. He's pregnant. He's pregnant. TK. 10:20? Oh, okay. Central time. Okay, we have an hour. But we'll wrap this up by 11 o'clock. So we can jump over there. Somebody please put Shay's link in the description, please. Pretty please, with sugar on top. Biggest news in 2 years. Hey, Jed. You might be crying. Crying. Oh, I can't wait for that. Oh, I better make more coffee. Jeez. I only had 2 cups. I'm so excited.
As well. But that's an allegation. I looked on the bed for wet spots. I don't know if it was there or not. That is going through process. And a lot of people that already shared that. Please don't come here looking for making difference. I'm making the case that I can make.
Okay.
I couldn't believe, watching with my own eyes, his mother, with the level of humiliation that her child was feeling, not demonstrate any emotion. Even if you're going to be a woman that's trusting the leadership of a man who...
Everybody, in an hour, make sure you head over to the real late night crew. Link is right there. Thank you.
Ain't your husband?
Huh?
Or let me say it properly. Who isn't your husband? You're going to sit there and be okay with that. But then the question that everybody wants to know, I do want to know as well. How the hell is your children's eyebrows looking better than yours? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's concerning. All of it. So what do we do about it? We're not the police. This has already been tried in the court of public opinion, but that don't result into much. But this is what we do about it. It's called public pressure.
Thank you,
All
Wyoming.
of the people who are paying attention to this, you don't stop. Keep going.
Okay.
You make the system do its job.
Uh-huh.
But then you got niggas like me.
Nice.
I'm so sick of this internet shit. Most people just talking just to talk.
Oh, like you.
I just wasn't built that way.
Oh,
But before anybody try to make it into anything other than what the hell I said, I'm going to do this consistently. I've always done. I'm going to tell you what I got to tell you. You make your decision. But the difference is I'm taking this shit off of the internet. I'm going to ask for a favor right now. Because as I get off of here, I am preparing a full staff. A full staff.
A full staff?
I am on my way to Palm Beach, Florida.
No.
TD, I have tagged you in this because I want you to formally know that I'm on your ass. And I'm not letting up until I'm clear about what this is. What I want to see is this child taken into an environment where he feels perfectly comfortable and safe.
Okay.
To know that he will not be put back in the hands of people, and I want you to cooperate with it. So that he can tell his side of the story. Where he's comfortable and feeling safe. The thing about Florida is that those laws that govern that state is quite different than many other places.
Really?
I've spoken to many Florida officials. I made my intent clear. And I will not mince my words. I want...
Who are those officials? Can you tell us?
The system to do its job. But there are more forms of justice than just through the legal system. I can't do nothing in the legal system, but I sure as hell can do something from the community system.
Are you inciting violence? Because, you know, the justice system is kind of the way it's supposed to go.
And so I aim for this to be done with reasonable, critical thinking adults. Because this shit ain't about making y'all feel no kind of way. This is
Oh.
about the child. I'm not
Oh.
interested in no beef, no back and forth, because you don't got my budget, my heartbeat, or my energy. And if
You have
you
a
do,
budget?
let's collaborate. I'm not
Oh.
interested in who gets the credit. I'm making my case. I don't give a fuck who like me and who don't. I'm literally only concerned about the child. Whatever you think my intention is, let it be that. As long as we get the job done. This will be my only time
You see,
interested in that
advocacy.
shit. I'm almost 40 years old and I've been doing it too damn long. The
Right.
difference between me and most people, I
What?
have a track record of being effective. They don't want to tell you that part. But
Really?
that's why I've been doing it for 20 years. So I got
We have your track record, and it's not shiny. It's kind of loser.
a few acts and understand some of
Oh.
this, according to the law, will cause me a little stress. So don't fuck around with it. Number one,
Ah.
I have
What?
asked and I am asking for every person on the internet that really cares to do me a favor.
What?
So far, this man has so many church locations, it makes my head spin.
Uh-huh.
Can't be at all of them at one time, or can I? But what we are going to be doing is going to 1900 North Australian Avenue inside of Roosevelt School in West Palm Beach, Florida, on
Okay. So there's this little law that that is in place about, going to churches and disrupting services. Can somebody remind me of that law? It's Lemonhead. Don Lemon got in trouble for it. What is that law? There's it kind of that little, law in place. So you're, wanting a whole lot of people across the internet to go to that church and disrupt what? Service? Okay, got it.
on Sunday morning.
Ah,
What I'm asking for
Sunday morning. Yes, disrupt service. Break the law.
y'all to do is to call 561-855-459
Thank you, Wyman.
561
Civil rights law. Oh,
4559.
wait,
Ask for that school.
civil rights? Jed doesn't care about civil rights. What does Jed care about a little bit of civil rights?
To cancel the service.
Oh,
I see
cancel
Deidre
it,
saying
huh?
it's canceled. I spoke with school officials earlier this morning.
Uh-huh.
I'm waiting on a call back. I will
I bet.
continue to wait for a final confirmation of things,
Okay.
but that is not what I have heard officially. I would suspect that this man will want to cancel service. Word on the curb, he ain't got more than 20 people anyway. Maybe they'll do it at the house. Well, guess what? I'm going the fuck to church. So I don't care where it is. I have this to be very clear. I'm not going to say anything, but Mr. T.D. McNutt, I would rather talk to you. I understand stand your ground laws and all these other things, but I'll be in an apartment.
It has nothing to do with stand your ground laws. It has everything to do with the civil rights law. You can't disrupt. I'm so excited about Shay's news. I can't talk anymore. All I can think about is Shay. What's the news? Damn it. Damn it, man. You can't disrupt worship. Ugh.
105. Okay? I know.
You said the apartment number, but where? I mean, Florida's a big place.
A lot of stuff. I ain't gonna put it on the internet. I ain't gonna dox you.
Oh.
I'm coming to church.
Okay.
Wherever the fuck it's at. We got monitors on all kinds of stuff.
Yes, Jill.
Of course, these are the things that I expect. But I will be in
okay.
West Palm Beach because I want to talk to Mr. T.D. McNutt. You're a follower of mine. That means you fuck with me on some level. That
Really?
also means that you know that I'm after a result. And I also think you know that means that as long as you don't run from me or piss me off, we can possibly get through this. Now, if that means you go to hell or jail, that's between you and God. But what I'm going to say is that we will be in Palm Beach, Florida in the morning. And I'm asking for everybody on Beyonce's internet, because make no mistake about it. She runs this shit.
Really?
Girls run the world. This her
Really?
shit. I'm asking for all of y'all on this thing to stay on this nigga's nuts. Anything you hear, see, or find, send it to me in my inbox. My team will be working very diligently to decipher all tips and information. If I don't care if you see somebody that look like them and you're not sure, I want to know where they are. Take a picture, send it to us.
Is that kind of like the same thing you paid $3,500 for people to snitch? in Dalton. Go ahead.
Because we want to basically see this thing through. I want to make the system have to work harder than me. My intention is justice by any means necessary.
Oh, that's great.
Y'all could be a scary ass in saying it. I'll never be. When it comes for a child or it comes for something like this,
good to
I
see
got
you,
a question.
Joe.
What wouldn't you do for justice to be done? That go your answer about.
Well, you don't commit crime in order to get justice. That's kind of what the justice system is for.
So,
and no, it doesn't always work, I know.
People always try to say, you bring chaos.
You do.
Yes, the fuck I do. Because nobody ever calls me to come to the birthday party or the Christmas party or the motherfucking celebration. Y'all
Really?
only call me when it's bullshit. And so now.
Weren't you at the Harvey Christmas party? You were just at the Harvey Christmas party with Mayor Clark. So you did get invited to a party. Okay, go ahead.
Now I've been done it for 20 years almost. I'm going to say it clearly.
What?
Now I'm just with the shit. And all you tough ass men who want to have an opinion about how I approach it on the internet. Well, if you gonna handle it first, I'll be able to wait for the next thing. I ain't dealt with nothing focused for quite a while now. I will not let up until I know that those two boys are actually okay. Now, anybody else that's working on it, I'm ready to collaborate.
Really?
Like I said, I'm coming with my own resources. I'm even thinking about instructing my organization to take my SUVs down in that motherfucker because it's warm enough. I'm gonna enjoy myself while I'm down there. Only time I'm leaving is when I got to go to court because other shit I got involved in, I got court cases.
Yeah, that's a good stop. Because I think we're going to hear something about that tonight on the Real Late Night Crew with Mr. Touche Hall Sr. Sponsored by the Jeffrey Pub. Oh my gosh. Oh, you're too much. Has anybody ever been to West Palm Beach?
And guess what? Because I'm always not guilty.
I
guess I'll pick up some fucking more. Ain't nobody scared of jail when it comes to children.
Really?
So I hope I made myself clear in this video.
You did.
And I'm going to give you guys the best updates that I could possibly get.
Of course you
will. We will be body camered up. And we're going to do everything we can with the resources we have.
Right.
Mr. McNutt, if you've been following me, I always get my man. So please listen to me. Why don't you reach back?
I gotta clip that. I always get my man. We know. We know. I always get my man.
Let's have a conversation. Let's do this in a responsible, diplomatic way.
Yeah.
If you know me, you know I don't got a problem with fighting the public or the people on the internet. So I'm not looking to sensationalize.
Yes, you are.
My ask of you again. Let us get this child into an environment where he feels safe and comfortable. Let him tell his own story. You can be cooperative and compliant unless you want to fight because you obviously got something to hide. But I do know that there is an official investigation that have been launched, but let me put it to y'all in a different way. Just like there's certain things I can't do as a civilian, there's certain things that the police can't do as officials.
Really?
Did you get that?
Yes, I got it. You're inciting violence. With that stupid face. I need a screenshot. Forgive me. I have to screenshot that stupidity on your face. Here. Yes, we get it. You're inciting violence. You know, because officials don't do violence.
Did you get that? It's certain things that they can't do. They can go knock on the door. If they ain't got a warrant, they can't do shit. They
can. Just like you and Harvey kicking down doors.
Can basically look for evidence, but if they can't find nothing, they can't do shit. If they literally go and arrest them and they can't get the cooperation of the appropriate people, what you think they can do? Go arrest them again?
Oh,
they
I don't
can't
know.
do shit. He's live now.
Oh, he's live now.
Now that I wasn't expecting.
Really? Color me surprised. unprepared.
You can go over there to his page.
Advised to come live with, oh man, you don't have to do this. And he said, I want to. And so I appreciate that. And I want to make sure
I doubt it,
him
French.
and being responsible and owning up who's wrong and whatever he does, glory to God's name. But then many of you have had issues with how he was looking in the video and what I think, how I approached him and things I said to him. For however that made you feel, I deeply apologize. I deeply, I don't want you to be, you know, to have to go through that, you know, what you've gone.
Now you see, charismatic, low speaking, you know, I think McNutt is a piece of shit, personally.
Not at all. And so, you know, Cornado know I love him. Lord, he knows his mother loves him. She can speak for herself, but he knows I love him. You know, glory to God's name. And so, but for whatever discomfort you all felt.
I did, Tracy.
Watching that initial live and then even the second live, of course, Cornado isn't and has never been sexually abused or anything like that. We just tickling him, you know, on his birthday, but last year, year before last, whenever it was, you know. However, you know, I deeply apologize for the pain that you all have felt and the position that has put you all in. Please be assured, Cornado is well. He's been well, and he's been protected and taken care of, you know, of all his
Oh, yeah, he's in protection now.
Again, I do apologize for how
yes, TK.
you all have been given to feel.
Another slick one.
You know, I'm a man of honor, for sure. I'm a man that honors
Man of honor.
for sure. And so, you know,
there you go. Man of honor.
About me, and I get it. You know, it's the internet. But that's not who I am. And so I'm a man of love. I'm a man of honor.
Okay.
And so I'm a man of, I'm a very structured man, and I believe in doing things right. And so with the advice given me here to come live one more time, I have no problem with that. You know, again, I deeply apologize for, you know, the pain that you all have experienced and seeing my approach to Cornado, and you know, my motive is in the right place, of course. And so, you know, I love him.
Really?
And I will always love him. Glory to God's name. And I will always be strength to him. And so I tell you, I did ask him, I said, man, why were you looking like that? And he said, Dad, I was looking like that because I was embarrassed, and I was looking like that because I was wrong, and you know, everyone was watching me. So, you know, he said he, you know, felt, you know, ashamed by everything that he had done. I hugged him. And I said, you're loved. That's it. That's all. It's not good to be, you know, wrong or do things wrong, but you are loved. Glory to God's name. So I deeply apologize to you all for any discomfort, any pain that you all have felt, you know, and, you know, ask that you all just give our family some time to heal and all of that. Glory to God's name. And so we will be well. We will make it through this. But there was no bad intent. No bad intent at all for Cornado. We love him, and we're protecting him. Glory to God's name. So you all have a great rest of your day. And again, we're people of peace. We really are. I am a man of peace. That I really am. And so have a great.
How many times did that guy say I'm a man of peace? Oh, how many times? I don't know. It's kind of like Jed. Skip through that. Goofy. We got Shay to go to. What's he doing? Trying to call McNutt.
I didn't even go to our pages. It says, thank you for the connection. Praise the Lord, Apostle, the connection. I am honored to accept it. This is the conversation between me and Mr. T.D. McNutt in August of 2011.
2011. What year is it? Somebody please refresh my memory. What year is it? So you're showing a conversation from 2011.
2011. Thank you for the connection. Praise the Lord, Apostle. Honored to connect. The honor is mine. How did you come across my page, and what gave you the request? It was in my suggested people I may know. So I sent the request that I have accepted my pastoral and prophetic assignment in life. So I'm rubbing elbows with people who were where I'm going. We won't be rubbing elbows no time soon, Apostle. You're far away from me. It's cool. LOL. However, I know now a place in Florida I can go fellowship as God opens my life to nationwide travel, which is which is his promise to me. Awesome, sir. Where are you? What do you do in the body? In Chicago, I am a pastor with a prophetic call. When you stand next to someone at times,
prophetic call. You're not a prophet. You're a bum looking for crumbs, as Tiffany Henyard would say. You're a liar and you know, can we stretch it to abuser? Possibly. No, no, yeah, I think you're gonna get abused tonight. Manipulator, yeah. What?
What the fuck?
I don't know.
I am actually closer than you think. I am in Peoria right now, and this is where I am.
Uh-huh.
Have been since Tuesday.
So you're reading a message from 2011, and somehow you're going to be shaping it into 2026. Okay, got it. You know, let's skip this bullshit here because he's gonna show old messages. What? Oh, he's calling them again. Why doesn't anybody answer your calls, Jed? Hurry up. We got Shay to go to. Okay, after 5 times, they're not going to answer the phone. Hurry up.
The level of delicacy and
There we go.
respect. But Mr. McNaught, I will be at church on Sunday morning. I'm going to have people at multiple locations, and I'm going to also somebody said
Which is
screenshot.
against
You
the
actually
law.
Right. Let me do that. That's a good idea. I didn't even think to do that. I don't know who you were, but I appreciate you for telling me to do that.
No way. Does it really, TK? Oh, I can't wait.
So,
I can't wait.
I think I probably, and just so we're clear, when I was a young pastor, networking made sense. So, of course, I would add pastors because I do remember doing that. Mr. McNaught, if you are on the live stream, you know who I am. And someone is telling me that you're watching. You know that I'm an advocate. And you also know how I come. I'm going to do everything in my possible power to be peaceful and to be able to help this make sense for the genuine context of everything.
Did you just say possum
I will
power?
drag you to literal hell. And then I will try my best to get out before the door closes in front of my face. And I'll
That's not how hell works, Jed. You, yourself, do not drag people to hell and then try to hurry up before the gate. You know, there's really no gate to hell. You know, I know it's a saying and stuff like that, but there's really no gate to hell. But, you know, there's that path to hell. And, you know, you're just kind of, that's not my decision to make. But, hey, you know, uh, that's not how it works, Jed. And, you know, I have been doing a lot of studying. And I've been quiet, uploading videos. They're doing fantastic, by the way. Wonderful. I've been learning a lot about Satan. Okay. Is Satan in hell right now? I'm posting that question right now. Because I'm studying that. And it's very, very interesting. I'll put it that way. So that's something I'd like to get into.
leave you there behind me. When it comes to children, I do know what it feels like to have a false accusation, but I also know as a man that I will not play with something like that. This has stuck out to me for several reasons. I don't want to cause harm where it does not need to be. I'm not like the internet. I've been an advocate for a long time. I am married and I'm committed to truth and justice. If the truth is you did it, then you're going to get fucked up. If you didn't, then I will help you fuck up anybody that's trying to fuck you up. But what you won't do is be able to fucking ignore the group of men that I'm going to be bringing into the city of Florida, nor with the city of Palm Beach, nor the state of Florida. And I do want to be very clear here that we are a different breed of men. We love God, but we also love that street shit too. We don't mind causing a little unrest because as Dr. King said, unrest is the language of the unheard. If you are watching and you basically need to know this, whoever advised you to do that live stream, they didn't tell you no good advice because I'm still trying to process it, but that was the wackest fucking response to the current condition and climate that I've ever seen in my life. And maybe you may be a little slow, just like you thought that it was proper to try to make a child go on the internet and apologize to the public. That ain't got nothing to do with the hell that's going on. But now that you've invited all of us into the chat, I want to say this. You coming on and apologizing to us made even no more fucking sense than you trying to have him do it. So get some better advisors. All we want to do is hear from the children in a safe and comfortable environment so that they can
It's not for you to say. Did you know there's a devil's Bible? True. It's in the Vatican.
tell their own story. And they need to be understanding that if you, in fact, are a predator or a groomer in any shape, form, or sense, they ain't never going back in that motherfucking house. So I'm saying this to you because I want you to get the dynamics of both. I am not Malcolm, nor am I Martin. My name is Jedediah Brown. I will do everything to help you if you deserve it, and I will do everything to fuck you up if you deserve it. Because it is my personal belief that a person that will hurt a child should literally be brought into the Times Square and shot in the face in front of everybody. So that everybody else who would think of doing something like that would never think about doing it again. But if you didn't do it, then I believe that you should be able to have a group of strong men in that same sense stand with you and help the truth come out and it be clear that that is what the truth is and see it through to the end. Nobody wants to hear from you, sir, to be completely honest. Everybody wants to hear from from the child. And we are completely confused because you would make them apologize to us because you wanted us to feel better. So they don't hide him now. If the court let him back into your care, either they're fucking incompetent or complicit, but we know how those judges be, Epstein files. So we ain't really moved by that. But if you literally can help us with this, let me give you the best advice as an advocate for almost 20 years. Give the child or the children a safe and a comfortable space so that they can tell their story.
No, Eyes,
And
I
we
know.
can at least be comfortable with it. To be honest, we don't even want to hear from the mama. She ain't had shit to say this whole time, so maybe she should stay like that. Keep your mouth shut. We care about the kids. But if that's not what you want,
Actually,
I'm
Eyes,
sort of like the people,
I believe
like
that to
Don
be
Lemon,
true.
whatever the fuck his name is. I'm gonna do my journalistic duty. I don't give a fuck if it's in the middle of deliverance service. Mr. McNutt, you did call me. You called me by my name because I wasn't paying attention. TD, respond.
In
Because now we're gonna get on me.
2011.
And boy, do I pray. Boy, do I pray. It's an all glory to God. And I'm not signifying.
Where is
You're either
Anderson?
gonna be my boy, we can get through this, or you're gonna be my bitch. Because as Barack Obama said, the one thing that I love that he said, the best thing you can do is underestimate me. Man, let me tell you one of my favorite things to say. If I tell you one thing, it's because I got 1,000 more things or a million more things I could tell you.
If I say one thing, I've got 1,000 or a million other things I could say. Yeah, yada yada.
But what I love about my life, glory to God, nigga, is that I don't come
What?
if I don't know where I'm going.
Glory to God.
If not,
Right.
call me back.
Uh-huh. Is that it? Is he done? He must be done. Because all his Cash App and bullshit is going on. What? Yeah, there's his... Oh, he comes back. He's not finished. Hurry up. We got Shay.
I apologize, everybody. I was actually on a phone call and I had not known that it was time for me basically to come and talk to you guys. What you watched is basically a rebroadcast of what was basically shared on Facebook Live moments ago on my page. There's been a few developments that have taken place since I put that live video out. But one of the things that in that live video, because we were also processing and analyzing the things that were said in that video that I actually played while I was on live stream of him talking, but it further heightens our concern. It doesn't do anything to bring any clarity or any resolve to the level of unrest that we are experiencing or feeling from this matter. And basically what really just kind of struck us hard or strange is that in the last video that he did, he suggests that the idea to come on live and do the apology was always that, or was that, of the young boy himself. That sends this thing to a whole nother level of mental abuse allegation and weirdness and just flat out manipulative. So this approximately 16-year-old boy wanted to come on and explain to the internet why he told officials that you was abusing him. He wanted to tell that to the public internet. That was his idea. And while he was doing it, instead of celebrating him wanting to do such a selfless and brave thing, you thought it was an appropriate space to condemn him damn near every word you spoke in that video. It really literally makes no sense. He spoke about being people of peace, and he apologized to us when everybody is concerned about the child. He's not spending his time in that latest video apologizing to the child for the fact that decision, no matter whose it was, caused definitely some level of injury. So that just kind of gives a little bit more insight to the way this man thinks. It is being turned over to a process which honestly includes psychologists who we have the privilege of knowing, kind of sort of analyzing the video and giving us perspective. But that's some of the things that came up. But we've also been able to establish some support systems that are going to be made available to us in our arrival and our visit to West Palm Beach, Florida. So I'm very optimistic in this. I've not gotten a response from Mr. T.D. McNutt himself. We have also noticed that one of the boys has begun to make, well, not necessarily make public declarations, but one of the ministers of his church, he has shared that video on his social media page. One last and final thing, we are now looking at everybody that we can find in leadership of this ministry. So here's one of the pictures of all of the leaders, and there was the young boy right there, the older guy, the older boy. These are all of some of the leaders that are in the ministry, and we're looking at other people who we're able to identify because again, we will leave no stone unturned in making this contact. Our goal in this, again, ladies and gentlemen, is to see if they will be cooperative, and it doesn't have to necessarily be through me and my staff, but we want them to be cooperative with the process. They'll put these young men in a safe, comfortable environment that they can identify as such, and they can tell their story. That is my ultimate goal. So,
well, your ultimate goal was to make money, and you flopped. 100%. And I am not going to miss the real late night crew and Mr. Deshay Hall Sr. Hey, I have resources. Hey, Jed, what happened to Junior again? You promised all this stuff, got all that money, and you did nothing. Of course you did nothing. Good grief. Heaven forbid you do something that you say you're going to do. Anyways. Which one do I want to play here? I hope this is the one I want to play all day. I believe it is. Haha. This one.
Fly commercial because you don't want to get into a tube with a bunch of demons. Do you really believe that human beings are demons?
No, I do not. And don't you ever say I did. We wrestle not with flesh and blood, but principalities and powers.
Yes, eyes.
1,000 of you, I said close them doors.
Oh, 25 minutes.
Ushers, close the doors. Close the doors.
Who's the biggest failure in the Bible? God is.
Do you know something? The minute that blood sacrifice was accepted, Jesus was the first human being that was ever born again.
Within 6 weeks, both of them had raised the dead in the name of Jesus. And now Rego has continued to pray for the dead, and I think
I'm going to do a video on him.
God gives to you.
Are you
Probably
facing a financial difficulty right now? There's only one way out of it. Give to the Lord. Even that little you have left, give it to God.
This, because it's a bombshell. Tell your neighbor, wake up, this is a bombshell. The Greek word fornication in the Bible does not refer to premarital sex. See, when the Apostle Paul says flee fornication in 1 Corinthians chapter 6, he is not saying flee sex outside of marriage. The word translated fornication in the Bible is the Greek word porneia. It appears about 24 times in the New Testament, and the root word for the word porneia is the Greek word pornos, which means a harlot or a prostitute. Y'all following me? The context of verse 18 begins in verse 13 of 1 Corinthians chapter 6, where Paul says the body is not meant for fornication, but for the Lord, and the Lord for the body. Do you not know that your bodies are members of Christ? Should I therefore take the members of Christ and make them members of a prostitute? Do you not know that whatever is united to a prostitute becomes one body with her? Then Paul says in verse 18 to flee fornication. So the entire context of verse 18, church, is about fleeing prostitution. Not fleeing premarital sex.
Friends, that is sick. That is twisted. That is dark.
Watch what happened at Bethel's School of Supernatural Ministry that can only be described as demonic, and then watch this man's response.
So this is a fire tunnel, and you see students laying down on the floor, they've been slain in the spirit. And
This is already really bad, but it gets much, much worse.
No, you don't have to go to one of those churches to see two guys necking. Go to Bethel. Go to the Bethel School of Supernatural Ministry. You can see it there.
This is the dark, demonic side of Bethel that most people don't know about. But Bethel isn't even trying to hide the insanity that is happening within their supposed ministry.